It looked like none of your business. I dragged it into the middle of the stall and shut the door behind me as I tore open the paper. I didn't lock it. A man with large shoulders could force open a door like that, even if it were locked. It was a folding ladder. I knew it was there. I'd put it there myself. It was probably 1 minute to find the note, 1 to walk to the bathroom, 1 to wait for the man to leave, and 2 to set up the ladder, unlatch the window, and half jump, half slide out of the window into a small puddle in the alley. That's 5 minutes. I brushed the muddy water off my pants. The roadster was small and green and looked like it had once been a race car, but now it had cracks and creaks all along its curved body. The roadster had been neglected. No one had taken care of it, and now it was too late. The woman was frowning behind the steering wheel, and I got in. Her hair was now wrestled into place by a small leather helmet. The windows were rolled down, and the rainy air matched the mood in the car. "I'm S. Theodora Markson," she said. "I'm Lemony Snicket," I said, and handed her an envelope I had in my pocket. Inside was something we called a letter of introduction. Just a few paragraphs describing me as somebody who was an excellent reader, I'm not doing well at that, a good cook, a mediocre musician, and an awful quarreller. I'd been instructed not to read any letter of introduction, and it had taken me some time to slip the envelope open and then reseal it. "I know who you are," she said, and tossed the envelope in the back seat. She was staring through the windshield like she was already on the road. "There's been a change of plans. We're in a great hurry. The situation is more complicated than you understand, or than I am in possession to explain to you under the present circumstances." "Under the present circumstances?" I repeated. "You mean right now?" "Of course that's what I mean. If we're in a great hurry, why didn't you just say right now?" She reached across my lap and pushed open the door. "Get out," she said. "What?" "I will not be spoken to in this way. Your predecessor, the young man who worked under me before you, he never spoke to me this way. Never. Get out." I'm sorry," I said. "Get out." "I'm sorry," I said. "Do you want to work under me, Snicket? Do you want me to be your chaperone?" I stared out at the alley. "Yes," I said. "Then know this. I am not your friend. I am not your teacher. I am not a parent or a guardian or anyone who will take care of you. I am your chaperone, and you are my apprentice, a word which here means person who works under me and does absolutely everything I tell him to do." "I'm contrite," I said. "A word which here means—" "You already said you're sorry," S. Theodore Markson said. "Don't repeat yourself. It's not only repetitive, it's redundant, and people have heard it before. It's not proper, it's not sensible. And I, S. Theodora Markson, you may call me Theodore or Markson. You are my apprentice. You work under me, and you will do everything I tell you to do. I will call you Snicket. There is no easy way to train an apprentice. My two tools are example and nagging, and I will show you what it is I do, and then I will tell you to do the other things yourself. Do you understand?" "What's the S stand for?" "Stop asking the wrong questions," she replied, and started the engine. "You probably think you know everything, Snicket. You're probably very proud of yourself for graduating and for managing to sneak out of a bathroom window in 5.5 minutes. But you know nothing." As Theodora Markson took one of her gloved hands off the steering wheel and reached up to the dashboard of the roadster. I noticed for the first time a teacup, still steaming. The side of the cup read Hemlock. "You probably didn't even notice I took your tea, Snicket," she said, and then reached across me and dumped the tea out of the window. It steamed on the ground, and for a few seconds we watched an eerie cloud rise into the air of the alley. The smell was sweet and wrong, like a dangerous flower. "Laudanum," she said. "It's an opiate. It's a medicament. It's a sleeping draught." She turned and looked at me for the first time. She looked pleasant enough, I would say, though I wouldn't say it to her. She looked like a woman with a great deal to do, which is what I was counting on. 3 sips of that and you would have been incoherent, a word which means mumbling, crazy talk, and nearly unconscious. You never would have caught that train, Snicket. Your parents would have hurried you out of the place and taken you somewhere else. Some place, I assure you, that you do not want to be. The cloud disappeared, but I kept staring at it. I felt all alone in the alley. If I had drunk my tea, I never would have been in the roaster. And if I'd not been in the roaster, I never would have ended up falling into the wrong tree, or walking into the wrong basement, or destroying the wrong library, or finding all the wrong answers to the wrong questions I was asking. She was right, S. Theodora Markson. There was no one to take care of me. I was hungry. I shut the door of the car and looked her in the eye. Those weren't my parents, I said, and off we went. Join us again next time.